Good morning. It's day 146 on the Appalachian Trail. And today is our third day in the 100-mile wilderness. We've been doing pretty good. We did 16.4 or 16.7 on our first day. And then yesterday we did 19.5, and then today we're shooting big. We're gonna go for 27, but Nibbles and I are a little bit slower than everybody, so we might only end up going 23 or 25, something like that. Anyway, we're just climbing up Gulf Haggis Mountain right now, and it's just a beautiful, quiet morning. It's like 6:30. So this is kind of the last mountain, well, one of the last mountains in the 100-mile wilderness. It's called, that we're on, it's called White Cap. And we went over, this would be the third mountain we went over this morning. They're all kind of smallish mountains. And that way out there in the clouds, you might be able to see a kind of a silhouette. That's actually Katahdin. A few days ago, maybe like 5 days ago, I shot some footage from the top of a couple mountains, kind of looking at some of the bigger peaks in the way out in the distance. And I think one of them may have been the illustrious Katahdin. And if you're not familiar with what Katahdin is, that's where the terminus of the AT is. So on that peak, way out there in this, way out there behind those clouds, that's where we're going. And at this point, yesterday we crossed mile 2100. So at this point, I think after tonight we'll only have 50 miles left of the AT. So we're very excited. Guess what I'm doing right now? Little 500-foot climb, just to keep the through hiker honest. They throw in a lot of these. It's fairly nice up here. A little windy. I don't think we're going to end up going 26 miles today. I think we'll probably only make it like 20, maybe 22. Nibbles wants to push hard, but we always have to consider that at some point you gotta set up your tent, eat some food and go to sleep, and then get up early the next morning. And we get up around, like this morning we got up at 5:15, we left at 6:15. And we're gonna hike probably till 7:15 this evening. It's pretty regular for the two of us to hike. When we're trying to get somewhere, we hike about 12 hours a day, and we're not like exploding through the trail. We take it at a pretty honest pace. But yeah, we're coming to the end. Literally, I think on that last shot I did, coming off of White Cap, that was Katahdin. Time-wise, that was like 4 hours ago. We stopped for a quick lunch, drank a couple bottles of water. I'll let you know this evening how many more miles we got left before the day is over. I think tonight, after tonight, we'll have between 50 and 55 miles left. And I think that's of the whole trail. We're going to try to stage up in front of Mount Katahdin on Friday night. Then we're going to try to get up at 5, leave by 6, summit by 10. Takes like 3 hours for a through hiker to climb. So we'll just throw another hour in there for obstacles, or another 2 hours. And we're talking about taking the easy way down, just to give ourselves a break. But the easy way down doesn't take you back to the ranger station, so we're gonna get picked up like 5 miles into Baxter via car, I guess. We'll talk about that later. It's just been nice to hike. Now that we're right at the end, it's starting to feel kind of like we're on a funny vacation. Yeah. I mean, I know we're finishing up, but the trail's starting to feel a little bit different. One last thing, too, is that this little stretch in the 100-mile wilderness is similar to Georgia in a lot of ways. There are a lot of people in here, a lot of day hikers. There was that death-defying warning on the front end that says that if you don't take 10 days worth of food, you could perish. That's just an old school sign. We've passed lots and lots of ways in and out that a lot of people are using. A lot of day hikers in here, a lot of backpackers for the weekend, weekday, a lot of section hikers, a lot of southbounders. It's a really, really congested little piece of trail. It's really nice though. It's quieter than Georgia. Not as many cars roaring by. But on a precautionary note, I believe norovirus is prevalent in here. So if you come into the 100-mile wilderness, maybe think twice about staying in a shelter, or if you put your hands on something, use a lot of hand sanitizer. Wash your hands too. We had another friend of ours in another tramway. When we passed by them this morning, they were still camping, which was a surprise. And they were camping because one of their members had been vomiting all night, which is super sad because we're right at the end of the trail. Hopefully it's just, noro is really like a 24-hour kind of virus or bug. It's a virus. So if you get it, just hold on for a day, and hopefully you can get over it. And I think that's what they're gonna do. So hope she gets better. I'm sure she will. So yeah, keep that in mind. Health. Don't get sick, right? We heard about somebody else who got really sick in here. So sick that he had to go home. We really started to hear that too. When you start hearing sickness, yeah, you get sickness at both ends because there's so many people on trail. And they're just getting out of their regular lives. Right in that area where there's all these southbounders are just getting on trail in the last 50 miles. So they may have been on trail now for 3 days, 3 to 5 days. Putting their nasty hands all over everything. Not washing. It is a miracle that our whole group has pretty much stayed very very healthy, and we're just really I feel blessed about that, because at the beginning of the trail I was like, man, and we were all talking about, we're like, if you can finish this trail, like something went right for you, because I mean, all the places where you can roll an ankle or even like fall, lose a leg. I mean, there's just, get a heart attack. People had heart attacks. One guy, unfortunately, passed away on trail about a month ago, a little less than a month ago, not far from here. So those things happen. I think he just died of natural causes, but he passed away in his tent. It was really sad to hear. The game warden asked me if I'd seen him. His name is Dusty Pilgrim, and I said I hadn't, and I said I'd keep an eye out for him, and he said, oh, he's probably just gone off and just continued hiking and hasn't been communicating with his family. Lo and behold, they found him the next day, dead in a tent right near an area of trail that we had just hiked by, only 10 hours prior. But he had apparently passed away, maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks before we walked by. He's stealth camping about 50 yards, it said, off trail, so about 150 feet off trail, throwing himself up a tent, and they said no foul play, and I'm sure of that. I'm sure there wasn't anything crazy that went on there. The guy had a spot beacon and everything, and it's just one of those things. You turn it off or something, or you don't hit the report button on it, or whatever it's called. Nobody knows where you are. That's why it's important to communicate with your family. And he had, they just hadn't heard from him in a long time. So anyway, things to think about. But yeah, it is a miracle that we've made it this far safely. So anyhow. People always talk about the flats and the 100-mile wilderness. They are pretty smooth. I think we've been rolling on pretty decent trail now for about 4 miles. You're probably saying, well, I think the decent trail is that big mountainous stuff that you've been in, those big climbs. Yeah, those are pretty nice too. It's just nice to be able to stretch out the legs, walk through some cool forests. We might make it 27 miles after all today. Who knows? Not every day you see a big tree that's standing this big that's just standing there dead. It's probably got a diameter of 5.5 to 6 feet from the way that we're looking at it. Anyway, that was kind of interesting. And there haven't been a lot of big trees here in Maine. Those are probably one of the biggest trees I've seen in this state. But look at these guys right here. There's Smash to your left.